jump right into this week's Vikings update with highlights from Viking Volleyball, which hosted Dakota State on Tuesday for the North Star Conference opener. In a match televised on Beck Prime, the Vikings swept Dakota State, trailing 24-23 in the final set. The Vikings staved off a set point as they rallied with 3 straight points to win the match, including the final kill here by Megan Johnson. Johnson led the way with 9 kills for the Vikings, while 4 other Vikings had 7 kills each. Second win of the season for VCSU, which has taken a couple of tough 5-set losses here in the early part of the season. Vikings are back at it this weekend with 4 matches at the Clark University Tournament in Iowa. We'll talk with head coach Adam Longmore later in the show. Moving on to golf, the Vikings turned in a great tournament last week out in Dickinson, taking home 3 titles at the Dickinson State Invite. Kyle Wiebe won the men's individual title by 4 strokes, going just 1 over par over the 36-hole tournament. Tyler Bockel came in second as the Vikings also won the men's team title. Team record score of 291 in the first round, and their 596 total was 30 shots better than second place. For his big tournament, Wiebe was named the North Star Athletic Association Golfer of the Week. Congrats go out to Kyle. Another individual title on the women's side as Nicole Heinitz picked up the victory for the Vikings by 2 shots. It was her first victory as a collegiate golfer. Haley Christofferson placed third for the Viking women. Golf back in action next week with the Jimmy Fall Classic, September 18th and 19th at the Jamestown Country Club. Viking football was home last Saturday as they hosted non-conference opponent Hastings College. A tough first 3 quarters for the Vikings as they trailed 35-12 entering the final period. VCSU, though, would not go quietly as they came storming back to make a game out of it late. Behind some big defensive plays and a rejuvenated offense, the Vikings rallied back with 20 straight points in the fourth quarter. Ben Brunges had a pair of fumble recoveries to help set up the offense. Jacob Dulio ran in a touchdown, and Curtis Wallace found DJ Edwards, Colby Lum, and Mark Wagner for scores and big plays down the stretch. The final touchdown to Wagner pulled VCSU to within 3 points at 35-32. Vikings did have a chance in the final minutes, but stalled out in their own territory, and Hastings was able to run out the clock and escape with that 35-32 victory. Vikings dropped to 1-2 on the season. VCSU will have this weekend off before starting North Star Conference play next weekend. Vikings host Waldorf University Saturday, September 24th at 2 p.m. It is also the homecoming game for Valley City State. Viking cross country opened the season September 9th by taking 6 runners to the MSU Moorhead Twilight Meet. On the men's side, Dennis Gonzalez had a strong Viking debut, placing 17th in a field of 65 runners. He was the second best finisher from an NAI school at the meet. Oren Rambo added a top 40 finish at 36 overall. On the women's side, Vikings took just 2 runners to the meet. Geneva Espinoza led the way with an 86th place finish in the 4K women's race. Viking cross country back on the course September 24th at the Roy Griak Invitational. That's hosted in St. Paul by the University of Minnesota. And finally, fall baseball is underway as well. Vikings have played 2 games so far, dropped a 7-2 contest to Mayville State, and then fell 10-6 at the University of Jamestown. VCSU scheduled to play 11 games this fall that count towards their record. This weekend, VCSU is in Fargo for the North Star and Great Plains Athletic Conference crossover. VCSU will play 3 schools out of the GPAC: Doane, Morningside, and Midland. Games will be played at West Fargo's Legion Field and Jack Williams Stadium in Fargo. Joined on this week's edition of Vikings Update by Adam Longmore, head volleyball coach here at Valley City State University. And Adam, big match for you last night, North Star Conference opener. You got a sweep here on your home court at Gratian Gym, 3-0 over Dakota State. That's got to feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was a good night. Played well. Everybody played well. Good team effort. We served better than we've been serving. We passed well. We really did a lot of good things offensively. We blocked some balls. So really proud of how the girls played. Collectively, yeah.
Going 2-7 on the season now, not the start you envisioned probably, but to get that first conference win, that going to be a boost going forward, I imagine?
Yeah, it definitely is. We talked last night after the match was over about how it's just exciting to see us play the way we can. 2 of those losses we've had came in 5-set matches where we lost by 2 in the 5th. Dakota Wesleyan, we lost 2 sets by 2 that went into extra points. So really, I think we're a 500 team, even though our record's much less than that. So it's kind of unfortunate we have those losses, but we've learned from them. It's early in the year. For us, we've got so many new players in our program. We're not so concerned about our record. We're just concerned about getting better.
Yeah.
We're concerned about our conference record. We're concerned about just getting better every day in the gym and peaking by the end of the year. So.
9 matches in, about a quarter of the way through the season. What are you seeing as some of the strengths and what you really like about this team you have?
Yeah, I really like our kids. We work super hard. We've got good attitudes. We're positive. We're encouraging. But we've got good team chemistry. We've got good leadership. There's a lot of things that we have that are maybe some intangibles that are exciting to see. So when we play well, we're good, and I guess every coach can say that. We just want to be consistent in how we play, and it will get there. Like I said, with so many new players, new hitters, a new setter, it's tough to gel right away real quick. Some of our strengths, I think, though, is when we're playing, our lack or our excitement to go and get balls up. Didn't see that a lot last night. We didn't have a lot of long rallies. But when we get into the right mode and there's some competitive volleyball going on, we really can be a scrappy team, which is exciting to see.
Definitely. Coming up this weekend, you have Clark University tournament in Dubuque, Iowa, 4 matches, Friday and Saturday. What kind of competition are you going to see down there?
Yeah, we've never played any of these teams that are going to be there,
right.
So it's kind of a unique deal for us. But we're excited to go and see some different teams. In this part of the country, a lot of us see a lot of the same teams over and over. I haven't done a lot of research yet. We were focused on our match last night. We'll get in the office today and look at some of these teams we're playing this weekend. We're excited to go, excited to play. This is our last big hurrah. A lot of matches in 2 days before the conference really gets going. So again, I liked how we played yesterday. We'll get in the gym today and do some things in practice. Get ready for those matches. But regardless of who's on the other side of the net, we'd like to worry about what we're doing and getting better on our side. And regardless of the outcomes of those matches, we're going to be ready for conference going next weekend.
Yeah, and as Adam mentions, conference kicks into full swing next weekend. Homecoming weekend, Vikings will be at home twice. Your next chance to catch Viking volleyball Friday, September 23rd, 7 o'clock, and then also Saturday, September 24th at 5 p.m. Adam, appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.